Excellent. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Verbling class this morning or this evening or wherever you are. My name's Teacher Amy, and today's class is all about the benefits of negative emotions. Had you thought that there were any benefits to negative emotions? One of my students during a tutoring session a little while ago gave me this link to this article from Psychology, I think it's psychologytoday.com. And it was really fascinating. It's quite long, so we won't have time to read everything today, but it provides a very interesting topic to have a chat about. So if you would like to join us, the topic today is how our negative emotions can assist us and why, I suppose, we have them. Do you find negative emotions annoying or upsetting, or what are there particular ones that you struggle with more than others? We're going to talk about all of that stuff today, so if you want to practice your speaking, then this might be the class for you. Come along in and join us. If you are new to Verbling, you may not know about everything that goes on here, so I just want to let you know, excuse me, that we do have a couple of useful things that might interest you. I'm going to paste 2 pages into the chat box, which you might want to take a look at when you have a spare moment. The first one is my Verbling Teacher Facebook page, and you can go there if you're a Facebook fan, if you want to keep in touch with any of the Verbling teachers via Facebook and get in touch with the students as well. All the handy features that Facebook offers, like sharing things and commenting, are used in a Verbling way to, I don't know, improve your English and maybe share useful stuff that you find. The other page is my Verbling teacher page, which is where you should go if you want some more specific information about any of the teachers. So you can find out a little bit more about who they are. You can watch their introductory video as well as some class videos that they share on there. And it's also the place to find out the teacher's schedule. So if you're interested in attending another class with the same teacher, you can see when their next classes are. And you might be also interested in attending a private session with the teacher, so that's just you and the teacher. A lot of students do a mixture of both, and some students prefer one over the other. It's all up to you. So that's the place to go to find out more. If you have any further questions or anything that's not really answered for you, you can get in touch with one of us via the messaging feature, or you can also get in touch with Verbling, which is easy enough to find from the Verbling website. So good luck. Let us say hello and see who we've got today. So, Ali, welcome. How are you?
Hi, teacher. I am fine, thank you. How are you?
Excellent. I'm also fine. So, Ali, my question of the day today is which of the negative emotions that you experience in your life do you find the most difficult to cope with, the most annoying, the most stressful? Which would you, if you had to choose one of them, what would you choose?
Negative emotion. I don't know. Sometimes you receive a bad news. Maybe you lose someone,
Yep.
something like that. It's very hard for me sometimes.
Absolutely. So are you talking about if somebody dies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody
Do you know what we call that
you
emotion?
like.
That would be terrible, Ali. As your what you have you lost anyone recently?
Not recently, but 3 or 4 years ago, I lost one of my best friends.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that, Ali. That's definitely one of the most challenging emotions, I think, coping with that. We call
Yeah.
it grief, okay? If you lose somebody, if somebody dies, the emotion that well, one of the emotions that you experience is called grief. I'm sure that there are more than one, but all right, you've started us off with a very solemn emotion, but thank you, Ali.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, no problem. And we're going to look on the bright side this class, so don't worry. It may start off sad, but it's going to improve, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's see who else we have. Christina, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. I don't think I've met you before.
Yes, I think we met in to class, maybe. I don't
We
remember.
have met before. I don't recognize your picture for some reason. Have you changed it?
No.
No? I must have a blank in my memory. I'm very sorry, Christina. Remind me, where are you from?
I'm from Madrid, from Spain.
Ah, okay. It's maybe been a little while since we saw each other.
Sorry?
Has it been a little while since we saw
Yes,
each other?
yes.
That's probably why. I apologize. How are
No,
you?
fine.
Wonderful. Well, Christina, what can you tell me another negative emotion that you experienced in your
Yes,
life?
yes. 3 months ago, I was fired of my job.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Yes.
What emotions did you experience? Can you tell me a couple of them?
Well, at the beginning, I was a little bit in shock
Yeah?
because I didn't know that it gonna happen. Um, but then I will try to find the positive things of this. And I was working on a hard job in a advertising company,
Mm-hmm.
and I spent a lot of time in the work. And I have 2 children, so now I spend more time with them. And I will try to find a job more compatible with it.
Absolutely. So in a way, something good has come out of it.
Yes.
Awesome. And your children are probably way happier
Yes.
having their mum around all the time. That's awesome. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you lost your job. I know that this is a particular problem for your poor country at the moment, and hopefully it's
Yes.
going to improve at some point.
I hope
All
so.
right. Well, thank you, Christina, and welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Enrique. Hello? It it sounds as if you might be a
What's
mouse,
happened?
Enrique. I'm not sure if you're a mouse or not. Can you say a couple more things? I can't hear you very well. um, okay. Enrique, I'm not sure what's happening, but I can't really understand you or hear you properly, and I'm just wondering if you can maybe you could try adjusting your settings, or maybe leave the class and come back in again, and hopefully that will improve, because at the moment I can't really talk to you. I feel like I'm on a cartoon suddenly. Okay, Enrique, I hope you can hear me. Please try and sort out your settings, because I can't talk to you at the moment. Unfortunately, I can't understand you. Sorry. So I'm going to go on to Mustafa, and I'll come back to you, okay? All right. Mustafa, hello.
Hello, teacher.
Welcome. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. Thank you.
How is everything?
Good, very good.
Good and very good. Excellent. So you haven't been experiencing any negative emotions recently?
Oh my God, no, you are totally wrong. What's that? Okay.
That's our mouse, our class mouse. Okay, sorry, Mustafa. What did you say? I missed what you said.
Yeah, we all faced a lot of negative emotion daily, maybe, but we try to overcome these emotions. Maybe you can say like I listened last hour or last 2 hours to some motivation video that encourage you to face the problems and overcome. So maybe that's what make me now laughing.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great, Mustafa. So if you had to name a few emotions that you've experienced in the past couple of weeks, negative type emotions, what could you tell me? Anything?
I can tell you like the only thing deserve to mention is we have to learn from negative emotions we faced in the past. It's not a good idea to remember it, you know, like,
You're trying to erase your memory and think positively.
yeah, positively.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think you're going to find today's article interesting in that case.
That's why I joined the class.
Excellent. If you would like to check out the article, guys, while I am talking. Are you there, Paul?
Okay, yes, I'm here.
Wonderful. How are you today?
Yes. Okay, I'm fine, thank you. I've got a day off, so I slacked off today.
You slacked off, but you're in a verbling class. That doesn't count as
Okay.
slacking off.
Yes. No, it's just not slacking off, but it's just a pleasurable activity, so
Fair enough.
it's good, yeah. Okay,
All right.
what about before I start, I'd like to say thank you to Enrique. Unfortunately, he can't speak, but which is so funny. I'm crying literally. So thank you so much for we all in the class just had a good laugh. So thank you for that. No hard feelings. Sorry, no hard feelings. No. Okay, and what about negative emotions? I think many people experience identity crisis, and I am in this category. So I'm feeling really sad. Sometimes it's worse. Sometimes it's a little better, but I'm suffering from guilt sometimes. And it's really strong feeling when you said something unpleasant to the other people, or you embarrassed someone, or you abused someone, and you realize it, and it's really sad, and it can be overwhelming. So, okay, a couple of negative feelings.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much, Paul. You've mentioned a couple that are, I'm sure, extremely common and maybe not so tough, you know, like if you think about grief, that's really, really, really tough. And guilt is possibly not so tough, but in a way maybe affects us more regularly, so I think it has a different balance. So thank you for bringing that one up. And welcome. And I'm going to go and say hi to Raphael. How are you, Raphael?
I am fine, thanks for asking. You?
I'm well, thank you. So tell me, what's been up in your life, Raphael? I haven't seen you for a while.
Teacher, a lot to do, a lot of work. Haven't had enough time to do anything else. Have a very busy schedule nowadays, and my daily routine is just work, and nothing. I don't have even time to sleep some days.
Oh, poor Raphael. Have you been experiencing any negative emotions as a result?
Probably yes. There are some. I don't know. Sometimes I just get annoyed with almost everything. Everything is a reason to be bored, or everything is a reason for anger. But yeah. I think like every human, I'm able to overcome this and move forward.
Well, thank you, Raphael. That's kind of a positive outlook on a difficult situation. So I'm glad to hear that you at least have got some good work, but it can be tough trying to get the balance between everything. So, good luck. I hope it improves for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so who else do we have here? Amari, hello, welcome. You can't talk. Excellent. Well, that's all right. You can just listen, and it's nice to see you. I'll go back to Enrique. Are you there now, Enrique? Okay. Thank you for entertaining us at the beginning of the lesson, but I actually do need to carry on. So, if you can't get your microphone settings sorted out, please just leave the class or stay quiet because it's very intrusive, okay? I'm sorry to have to say that. So, let me know if you can get your settings sorted. Otherwise, it was lovely to meet you, but hopefully see you in another class. All right, thank you, Enrique. So, guys, let's have a look at the article. We're not going to read the entire thing because, as I said before, it's quite long. But we will read some parts of it and then we'll discuss it. So if you can't see the Verbling chat, I don't know what's happening with that today, or I'll post it into the Google chat. And you might want to load that up in your own window. If you want to just follow along with me, then here we go. So, let's zoom in a bit. Are you guys able to see that okay?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Sometimes I've just been having problems with the screen share today. So, what we've got here is a little tiny intro, and I'm going to ask Ali if you could please read this part for us here.
Okay. Beyond happiness, the upside of feeling down. Negative emotions do us a great favor. They save us from ourselves. They're signals urging us to change what we are doing, and they're actually necessary for feeling good.
Okay, thank you, Ali. I don't think there are any questions from that, but does anyone have any questions? No? I think that's probably really straightforward. All right, who can I ask? Christina, can you tell me in your own words what you think this article is going to be telling us about?
I think it's going to explain us how you transform the negative emotion to do positive things.
Okay, excellent. Kind of like a bit like what you have done with your job problem,
yes.
Right? Okay, you told us before that you've sort of tried to look at it positively, and now that you've got more time with your kids, you're going to hopefully find a job that's slightly maybe less demanding. Could you talk us through, maybe if you try to be a bit more specific about the emotions that you felt, what kind of feelings you had and how they changed?
Well, it's difficult to change because now when you lost your job, you feel a little bit lost.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a little bit alone. You don't know what is the best way to decide to do now. So
Yep.
in this moment, it's a moment of reflection, you know?
Yep.
So now I decide to do different things, a lot of things to do. I don't want to be quiet or you know. I for example, I do all the English course. I do an e-commerce course online.
Yep. So you're keeping busy.
Yeah, that's it. I'm busy. Yep. Because I need to replace my man, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe with this all the thing that I'm doing, I connect with different people and I change my career, something like this. Hello?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. I don't know why, but it suddenly cut off or you stopped talking. What sounded like in the middle of a sentence. I missed the last part. Could you just repeat the last part?
I don't remember. No, that's it. It's, I think different things because I want to connect with different people because I would like to change a little bit my career, my professional career.
Yeah.
In a different way. So now I'm very positive to do and to find different people and different companies to work.
Okay, so that's awesome. Thank you for describing such a personal tale to us. But I think this is something that we could probably all relate to. Something's happened in our lives that at first was quite shocking and scary, and we felt bad about it in some way. But then it turned into something else, and we managed to get through it. So we're going to read the introduction, and then we're going to split up and take a little section each to have a look at, and then come back and talk about it to everybody. So we'll carry on reading just so that we can get the intro. And since Amaury is not available to talk, I'll ask Christina if you can read this paragraph, please.
Yes. No one questioned the value of feeling good. In fact, it seems that for the past 20 years, everyone in America has been on a relentless quest for a blue sky state of mind, in pursuit of permanent residence of the spectrum between contentment and ecstasy.
Great, thank you. Questions?
First of all, like teacher, relentless, like continuing thinking about negative idea or what?
Yes, relentless is the idea that it keeps going, continues, never stops, Ali. It's not negative or positive. It could be either, but it means never stops, okay?
What did the writer mean by blue sky state of mind?
Good question. Would anyone else like to have a go at what they think?
Okay, yes, I think it means that when person in that state of mind, she or he knows what to do, who this person is, and what it should do.
Okay, so clear and almost, Paul?
Oh yes, so you know what you should do, yes.
Okay, yep, so
Obviously.
yeah, I would say that's probably true. And also, I think a blue sky in English, I don't know about your languages, sort of refers to contentment, okay? So if you have a blue sky attitude, it's like you're contented, you're maybe happy as well. So basically that people are struggling continually to always try to find contentment or happiness. So, any other questions? No? Great. Mustafa, could you please read Feeling Bad?
Feeling bad is another matter entirely. Emotions that generate unpleasant feeling have been called sins, wrath, envy, shunned in polite interaction, jealousy, frustration, or identified as unhealthy, sadness, shame. We suppress them, medicate them, and berate ourselves for feeling them.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Questions from this paragraph, guys? Any words in here that you don't know?
Oh, okay, yes. Could you explain what berate means?
Berate.
Berate, okay.
Yep. Does anyone know what berate? Actually, we need the next part. Berate ourselves. You need to berate somebody, okay? Usually it's ourselves. Does anybody know?
Maybe blame ourselves.
Yes,
No?
exactly.
Blame.
Exactly. It's like blame ourselves or talk badly to ourselves, tell ourselves off, punish ourselves, that kind of thing. Okay? Any other questions?
Yes, and shunned.
Okay, what is to shun? Does anyone know?
Hidden.
Sorry, Raphael?
Hidden. Some feeling hidden within a mix of others. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. To hide could be quite close. I think maybe more than hide, it's probably more like ignore, just to ignore something. Yes, exactly, Enrique. So to reject or ignore something, okay?
Okay,
Avoid.
thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else? I mean, any other words? No? All right, so far we've got the point, really, that we generally try to avoid feeling unpleasant emotions. And we try to solve them in some way by taking medication or feeling like we're trying to ignore them, or maybe punishing ourselves for feeling these things. However, we're going to skip this paragraph here. You can read that yourself if you would like to. I just want to skip down to this one here, and I'll get Paul to read it.
Okay, we have the wrong idea about emotions. They're very rational. They're means to help us achieve goals important to us. Tools carved by eons of human experience that work beyond conscious awareness to direct us where we need to go. They identify trouble or opportunity and suggest methods of repair or gain. They are instruments of survival. In fact, we would have vanished long ago without them.
Excellent. Thank you, Paul. Any questions about that paragraph?
Okay, yes. I don't know what eons mean.
Anybody else?
It's like a microparticle or something.
No. Eons is. Does anyone know what eons means?
Like history, beginning of human.
Yes, exactly. It means a really, 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 really long time. Okay?
Okay.
Anyone else, or any other words?
Like eras, something.
Like what? Sorry, Raphael. Years?
Years, not years. Eras or.
Eras. Yeah, exactly. Like passages of time. Okay, Raphael, could you just read this last one for us before we split up?
Negative emotions are not only crucial to our existence, but also, ironically, to feeling good. To live optimally in the world and endure its challenges, it's necessary to engage the full range of psychological states we've inherited as humans.
Thank you. Okay, any last questions? All right. So I think that we've understood, hopefully, the general idea of what this article is about. Now, what happens next, if you just follow my screen, I'm going to scroll down, is that they divide the sections and talk about different groups of emotions. So what I would like to do is for you guys, the speaking ability students, so that's Ali, Christina, Mustafa, Paul, and Raphael. I would like all of you to choose one of these sections. So I'm going to tell you the choices, and it's first come, first served. If you would like to focus on that section, let me know. The sections are anger, shame and others, envy and others, fear, regret, confusion, and sadness. And some of those are grouped with slightly similar emotions. So if I would like you guys to choose one of those, what we're going to do is to spend about 5 minutes, and you can read your section over, and then we're going to present each section to the class. So you'll have 5 minutes to tell us all about what you learnt in your section and what this emotion does for us, how it affects us in our lives, okay? You can do it any way you like. So does anyone want to go ahead and choose an emotion?
Okay, I'd like to read about regret.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Paul's got regret. You can get going, Paul. Start reading, and I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Anyone else? Who's next?
Okay, I read about envy.
Okay, Christina is going to do envy.
Fear.
Mustafa, fear.
Fear.
Confusion.
Okay, Ali wants to do confusion.
Sadness.
Okay, Raphael is doing sadness. And Enrique and Amaury, it's great to have you. I hope you're still following. Feel free to have a read. And guys, I will give you 5 minutes, okay? You've got 5 minutes to read your section. You can make some notes. You can do whatever you like. And then you'll have 5 minutes each to tell the class about what you've read, including questions, okay? Or a little bit of discussion. So you might not want to spend the entire 5 minutes talking. So off you go. Can you guys all find the relative paragraphs? If you have any problems, just ask, and I'm going to be quiet for 5 minutes and let you concentrate. One minute to go. Okay, Christina, you have drawn the first card because your envy and jealousy section is first in the article. Are you ready?
Okay, I did not finish the article, but I think I can start to explain all the thing that I read.
No problem. Go ahead. You got 5 minutes.
Okay. I read about the envy that is very related to the jealous as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Jealousy.
Jealousy. Envy is the thing that you feel, for example, when you want to be the person that you don't are.
Yes.
So for all the people want to have an status, and all of us want to be the better in the school, in the job, in the football team. We want to be the most nice person, the more smart. We envy all this kind of thing. We want to be the first person. And this thing, I think, all the people have, not usually, but in some moment of his life, like this, for example, in our school, when we are child, we envy smart schools children in the class. So because she or he has the better qualification or this kind of thing.
Or grade.
Grade, yes. But the envy, I think the article say, and I think as well, is very destructive for the person because sometimes you feel very inferior to the other people. That is not really real. So you have to work in this side. So the positive thing of this emotion is, if you want to be like this, like the person that you envy, you work a lot to find these things. You generate ambition to achieve the success. So you try to imitate the person that you want to be, the person that you envy. So you make more effort to do the best thing, to try to be the best person that you want to be.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Christina. Do you think this is, can you see how this is applied in your life in any way? Can you relate to this?
I'm not really an envy person, but maybe that is real. Or with you envy the success of other people sometimes. Not every day, because if not, you are going to be sick. But sometimes you feel, for example, now that I don't have job. If someone call me and say they find a good job, and maybe I think it's not bad envy, you know.
Yes.
But you feel a little bit sad or envy or jealous.
Yeah, for sure, because they have something that you're also hoping for.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm sure that we've all experienced that. But as you say, it's sort of a way to make us work harder to achieve the things that we actually want.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Christina. It also strikes me that envy is kind of a good way of recognizing what it actually is that you do want, because sometimes it's not clear, or at least that happens to me. All right, that's really great. A good start, and quite a positive thing. So I think next time you guys feel envious, try to recognize that maybe it's a sign that there's something that you want that you could maybe push for a little bit harder. Awesome. Thank you, Christina. Okay, so we'll scroll down to the next one. Wonderfully presented, by the way. You've set a high precedent. Okay, so fear is the next one, and this is you, Mustafa.
Oh no, I didn't complete it yet.
That's okay. Just tell us what you found out so far.
Okay. It was talking about a girl and a woman. Sorry. Yeah. Fear. Can you scroll to the fear, teacher, so I can read
Yes,
and talk?
I'm on that one. Can you see it?
Yeah, just okay. So it was talking about Samantha, and she was like 30 years old, and she has a problem with her brain. I don't know what's the illness. It's destroyed the amygdala amygdala in her brain. In the second paragraph, you see like the word. I don't know if it's like this a kind of
I
illness or
think
something like that. Yeah.
amygdala or maybe amygdala. Yeah, but don't worry about that too
Yeah.
much. That's a scientific word.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that destroyed something and give her like a not good experience, but she get benefit from all of that, and she's now facing that fear, and she gave her like a strong feeling, and in each situation in her life, she kept strong facing the problems and the fear. So they mentioned about story when she was walking in the park and she saw that man and he was like threatening her by putting knife to her neck and said, "I'll kill you." Okay, and
Yep.
she answered him, "You are going to kill me." She said, "If you are going to kill me, you are gonna have to go through my God's angel first." So he let her go. So yeah, I think in my opinion, like fear, most people try to escape from fear and go away from fear, because no one try to experience the fear feeling or something like that. And I think the only solution for people to overcome fear is to face it.
Yes.
And yeah, to overcome that bad or negative feeling.
Okay. Thank you. Beautiful,
I didn't
Mustafa.
complete it. Unfortunately, I didn't complete the story.
No worries. That's plenty good enough. And you can finish it later if you have time. So I like the way that you've mentioned the fact that the only way to actually overcome fear is to face your fear. Do you have any personal examples you could share with us?
I don't have personal examples, but experience in life, like you know what, like sometimes you have like negative thought or something like that. So if you are trying to avoid this thought or yeah, these thoughts, uh, they also try to uh, push against you, and you cannot like reaction, you cannot forget them. If you try to forget them, they will start become more stronger and more stronger. So you have to face them and see the solution for them and put the point. What's the benefit of this experience? What the benefit of that? What I get from this point? So you have to end the circle, and then this is like you find the solution or the result. Against otherwise, you will face the fear, continue face that fear, and become maybe more stronger against you.
All right, thank you. That's really well explained. I think probably fear is quite obvious why we experience fear, but the difficulty with fear is dealing with it. So thank you very much, Mustafa. That was wonderful. All right, we're going to scroll down to the next one, which is regret. So it's Paul's turn.
Okay, it's my turn. Okay, I haven't finished this part of the article because it's pretty tough to understand. Okay, since this matter about regret is really complicated. Okay, and first of all, I'd like to try to explain what regret is. Okay, so imagine that I like a girl. Okay, and I want to ask her to go on a date with me, but I I didn't do that, and I'm waiting for someone, something, and the point is I didn't ask her. So
okay,
and she is going out with another guy, and I regret that I didn't do that. I say, what would have happened? What bad would have happened if I had asked her to go out with me? So, and by saying that, I show my regret. Okay, I hope you understand that.
Yes.
I used
Good example.
A third conditional
I
sentence.
noticed that you completed that perfectly, Paul. It didn't disturb me.
Yes. Thank you. I went for it. Okay.
Well done.
And, yes, and the second point is the difference between regret and disappointment. And from this article, I picked up that when regret is when you did worse than you wanted, but you want now to do better, and now and in the future, you're just empowered a bit to do better in the future. And when you're disappointed, you just sad about what happened in the past, but you put up with it, and you probably won't do something with more effort in it. I hope it's clear to you as well. Okay,
yes.
The next point is anticipated regret. And this thing, when you wait for it to happen, obviously, it happens pretty often in our lives. And coming back to this example with a girl, before asking someone out, for example, you think, okay, I should do it, and I just must do it sometimes in order to not regret it in the future. And you do it. So this thought keeps you going and encourages you to do things. And it's a good sign, obviously. And the question is, can we avoid regret? And I think that we can't avoid it. We just will 100% experience it at one time or another, because how can we probably know what is good to do right now, or what is not good, what is better, what is worse? We can't just realize it right away, because we don't know. We would realize it in the future, looking in the past. So we just can't avoid regret. But as I explained, it's not a bad thing. It can be really powerful tool to avoid mistakes. Mistakes which have to do with not doing things.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Paul. That was a very clear and beautifully explained presentation.
Okay, thank you. I've tried to.
You've done very well.
Cover this subject.
Yes, I know it's quite in depth, because each of the emotions have actually different sort of focus, I suppose, a different focus for each one. So thank you, Paul. Let's go now to the lovely Ali, who's doing confusion along with frustration and boredom, which are kind of in the same category. So, Ali, tell us, what happens with this?
Yeah, it's starting with a person who named Sidney Demolo, a psychologist. When he wants to compose a program and run it, it usually get an error message. And
yes, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, but every time the message is different, and he thinks everything is okay. Why he gets this message, and he is confused and frustrated.
Frustrated.
Frustrated at first. Then he thought maybe it could be productive, and he create a kind of method to fix something is broken or went worse.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of opportunity to get some pieces together, maybe from starting.
Yeah.
And it's give you opportunity to like a kind of abstract thinking or deep learning.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
very interesting because I've ever thought of confusion as having positive outcome. And also, I wouldn't have thought of it to be an emotion, sort of, but now that you explain it, it does make a lot more sense. What did you think while you were reading this, Ali?
It could be true, you know, sometimes if you annoy something from something or bored, and but you have a problem and you have to solve that problem, that push you to find a way to solve your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's talking about some education researchers talk about how to say, like, desirable difficulties, or what was, yeah, that's zones of optimal confusion.
Optimal confusion.
Yeah. Which zone is the best for students to push them to do something or start beginning and solve their problem or think different.
Okay. Awesome. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. And to be honest, I think the level of satisfaction that you experience after having been confused and then figuring it out is much higher, right? You feel like you've made a lot more progress, or at least I do.
Yeah. And
all right.
There is interesting thing at the end.
Okay.
It says, I don't know how to explain. The state is so aversive that people will give themselves electric shocks to avoid spending 15 minutes with their own thoughts. If you don't happen to have a battery on hand, you might take to daydreams or new challenges. Great ideas may emerge.
All right.
I don't know if it's
I can't
true
imagine people, giving themselves electric shocks. That sounds a bit crazy. You must have to be really bored to get to that stage. But all right, thank you very much, Ali. Well presented as well. You guys are doing awesome. Okay, Raphael, it's your turn to finish us off, and you've got to deal with this one. So, sadness and grief. How did you find it? What did you learn?
The article shows a history. It discloses the fact about a couple who were on a trial from Canada to Mexico, and they were hit by a driver, and unfortunately they are killed. And one of the mothers, I think the mother of the one of them, she, of course, obviously, she felt a lot of pain and grief and sadness due to this happening, and but she used that as a fuel to make something in favor of the association, the association of hikers. So she started organized a backpacking trip in order to, and she invited all her friends to this trip, and starting this, I believe this is annual. It's a 2-week backpacking trip. So mainly it tried to show us that everything has a sense of a meaning. Everything has a understanding, as it's a learning process.
Yeah.
It mentioned something about if we don't feel sadness after something bad it might happen in our life. Depending on the situation, some bad experiences which bring us sadness can lead us to a better understanding of the environment which surrounds us, and it can bring us to another level of mindset, and help us to stare the life and everything else with another eyes, and help us to deal better with life. You mentioned something about, and actually I kind of disagree, because you mentioned that depression it can also lead to a healthy healthy outcome, but honestly, I disagree, because depression is too rough for us to overcome, because it's a very, how can I say, it's very long it's a very long feeling. It's
yes, it's a long
it requires a lot of yes, a long-term feeling. It requires a lot of support, not only from our friends and family, but requires a lot of will to overcome this feeling, because it's too strong.
Yeah.
But I think, to generalize that, I believe that every situation, everything it's how can I say, it's profitable. Everything can lead us to a better result, a better understanding. But people are different. They have different mindset. They have different ways to see things. Perhaps a situation in which one of us is deal with some way, understand that some way, others might understand differently. But everything is it's positive. It depends on how we deal with that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Raphael. I think that was a very nice conclusion to the class, actually, as well. Thank you for that last part about everything being positive. I think at the beginning of the class, when we were discussing negative emotions and our own experiences, some of you had already mentioned the fact that although you had these experiences, you'd sort of managed to transform them or move through them in some way, which is positive. So well done. You all did very well, because it was not an easy article to read, and those sections were rather long, but you did extremely well engaging the main points. So congratulations, all of you. It was lovely to have you today, and I hope that perhaps, next time you experience envy, you can think, oh, well, this isn't so bad. It just means I have to work a bit harder, or any of the other topics that we read about today. If you do want to read the other ones, they are also very interesting, because we didn't cover all of the sections. So thank you all for joining. I'm going to have to see you later and let you go. But have a great evening, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you, Amy.
See you later, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye.